TIFU by getting caught giving my boyfriend a blowjob NSFW. First time poster in this sub, so sorry for any mistakes. I've been sitting on this story for a while because a piece of me dies every time I think about it. Last week my boyfriend and I made plans to see each other because we had not seen each other for almost a month. The original plan was to grab food somewhere and hang out, but last minute his mom invites me to dinner. We go to his house and have dinner there, and we just decide to stay in and watch a movie. We're all sitting on the couch when his mom excuses herself to go to bed. It's then just my boyfriend and I, and we obviously start getting a little handsy. We were making out and I then decided it would be a good idea to give him a blowjob. In my head I fooled myself into thinking nobody would come into the living room, but I was stupidly wrong. In the midst of it I open my eyes and I see his younger brother come around the corner, and he sees my face. My face, dick in mouth. I quickly shoot up and sit on the couch, and my boyfriend tucks himself away and we just all stare at each other. His brother stands there for a few seconds and then does a 180 back to his room. At this point I am so mortified I run to the door and try collecting my things so I can go home. My boyfriend and I panic for a while because we're worried his brother might say something. And also the entire situation is just really embarrassing. Fast forward to today, my boyfriend gave his brother money and told me he wouldn't say anything. His brother now just has major blackmail material on us, but I really don't care. It's better than his mom finding out I was defacing her couch and home. TLDR, my boyfriend's younger brother caught us midst blowjob and we are now indebted to him for life. TIFU by giving a hand job that put my back out. Using my throwaway to post this. I am not sure if this is the right content for this subreddit, but I guess I'll find out. I've been out of the dating scene for a few years, very long dry spell. I also have a dodgy back from years of horses trying to kill me. Recently I've started dating again on the weekend. I had a lovely date with a really kind dude. We saw a movie and got dinner, talked for hours until we realized the night was getting away from us. I am not usually like this, but I brought up something he mentioned about his apartment and said I'd love to see it. So an hour later we both naked. I am a real giver, so I maneuver the entanglement so I am on top and focusing on him. I am rusty. I switch between a few different acts until, guided by his noises, I find a groove with just giving a HJ. He lasted a lot longer than I expected. I found out later he was really trying to hold out, but my slippery fist of persuasion won out. My arms were hurting, but as he got close I went into a turbo mode of my already enthusiastic jerking, pushing past the pain as to not ruin the moment for him. It took him a minute or few to be able to walk post-sin. I bring this up to highlight how hard I worked. I am so brave. I guess my body really isn't used to making those kinda movements, because now I've been in bed for 2 days. I can hardly move my arms from the pain in my back, and I can't tell anyone why. I even feel embarrassed to tell the guy I've had to postpone a second date so I can rest properly. I am not sure what else to say to wrap this up. Use protection, my dudes, neatly. TLDR, I put my back out because I gave the handjob of my life and I can't tell anyone about it. TIFU by joking about AncestryDNA and 23andMe. This actually happened over Christmas last year. My family, including paternal, my grandparents, aunt, uncle, and cousins and second cousins, were having Christmas dinner. My grandfather brought up that he did AncestryDNA, or was it 23andMe? I don't remember the exact one because I can barely think about it. It's hard just writing this up. It was really cool to hear what he found. He found mostly Scandinavian spread out over the British Isles, particularly Wales. We knew this part already, but then it was discovered he is 3% Persian, very small, and probably doesn't mean much really, but cool nonetheless. He is a huge genealogy guy, so he has been working on his lineage. The only ancestor he has mentioned that makes me question the validity of his findings is that we a direct but illegitimate descendant of King George III. The reason why I question this is King George III is recorded as one of the few kings who never had a mistress. However, he believes it because there's a diary passed down our family from the brother of this woman who supposedly was a mistress of King George III. We are descended from the woman. He mentions traditions and the honor, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, off topic. I thought it was fascinating and I love hearing what he's found. I brought up possibly using my Christmas money, we get money from them instead of gifts, to get one of these kits. I don't think I was really going to do it. I usually use the money to pay bills. Silence. And it was that thick, uncomfortable silence. Everyone but me, my sister, our husbands and parents left the table. My sister and I look at each other quietly, wondering who's the half-sibling. My parents haven't said anything yet, and trust me, this is a complete surprise that it would even be an issue. We look like our parents, the only thing that's different is my eyes. I have weird hazel eyes that can shift from bright green to a weird shade of blue with an amber ring around the iris in light or because of the outfit of the day. My sister has hazel eyes too, but hers are just a green/brown color. I always just figured it was one of those things where it was a recessive trait that just decided to pop up in me. I never really thought much about it unless my sister whines about how it's not fair I have such cool pretty eyes. Well, okay. Dad starts first. Dad D, Mom M, Sister S, and me. D, there's a chance 3AR3 era underscore G0RD0N that you re-nut my daughter. S and me imagine that wide-eyed stunned look. My sister grabs my hand, I love her big sister ways. Me, okay D, your mom never had an affair. This isn't some cheating story. Me, what? I start to feel very sick. I hope to never have to tell you this. I was raped. The reason we're not sure is because your dad and I had sex earlier that day. Me, I want to die, I start crying. Everyone else knows though if they left the table. D, your grandparents know. S, okay, well the guy is in jail, right? M, no, they wouldn't move forward with the case. Me, he is still out there? S, but obviously we're far away from this guy, right? My dad and mom look at each other. M, it was my brother. I felt so sick. I felt dirty. I had to run to the bathroom to throw up. I couldn't stop shaking. My sister came into the bathroom with me and we just cried. We probably should have been with my mom then too, but we weren't thinking. Our husbands were just stunned and quiet. The rest of the vacation was just weird. If it weren't for my nephews, I am pretty sure I would have just gone home. Oh, my nephews are wonderful. Well, we came home and I had to battle with the "do I want to know" thoughts. I could get a DNA test. But I couldn't do that to my parents if it came out wrong. But it weighed on me too much. I had to know in order to move forward. So I asked my dad if he would submit his DNA with mine. We weren't going to tell my mother if it wasn't the outcome we wanted to save her the grief. It was hard asking him to not say anything to her. He should be able to talk to his wife. So we submitted the test. I am my father's daughter. I cried when I got the results. It was a huge weight off my shoulders. I made a decision not to tell my dad, I wanted to surprise them. I kept saying I hadn't gotten the results back. I did tell my sister though. I gave them the piece of paper on Mother's Day. I was going to wait until Father's Day but I couldn't. So I got a blank card. Inside I wrote, "Mom, open the paper." She opened it and I had written Happy Mother's Day and Happy Early Father's Day. Lots of hugs and tears that day, y'all. Thank God. Edit left out half a sentence, oops. It was my uncle on my mother's side. I have met him. My sister and I were never without our mom or dad in the room if he was there. Family did sweep it under the rug because there is a much longer history between him and my mother. My parents did try to get him charged but the prosecutor wouldn't go through with it. Two sperm donors created reasonable doubt even though yes it was her brother. Incestuous relationships happen more often than we think there I guess was his reason. Plus my maternal grandmother and the rest of them didn't he believe her. My mom didn't he go no contact until 2005 when the straw finally broke the camel's back. Why that long I have no idea. Those are her reasons. She did resume contact a few years ago BC my grandmother was dying. I guess there was a big talk and she begged for forgiveness. Grandmother is dead now. This happened in Louisiana. Edit 2 mods. If this isn't considered appropriate for this sub please feel free to take it down. I thought I fucked up by the secret coming out in the first place. But it is a happy ending. I leave it up to you glorious mods. TLDR, I found out I could have been the product of a rape, by my uncle. Anxiety and tears ensued. Found out I am my father's daughter. Surprised them. Happy ending. TIFU by letting my child pick ramen flavors. Went looking for black garlic at the Korean grocery near me today. Didn't he find it but my son was irrationally enthralled by the ramen aisle and desperately wanted a ramen. Of course, he picked out one of the 200 that were varieties of the hot chicken flavor in this case hot chicken flavor ramen with cheese flavor. I told him it was probably too spicy for him he can taste and mild Indian curry SMDH but he insisted. I wisely made him get a backup choice shrimp. I made them both for part of dinner. He got the shrimp something one. I looked at the hot chicken bowl ignored any sense of caution I might have had about a cartoon chicken, complete with flaming cone laughing that clearly says hot on the wrapper. I let mine cool off a bit after adding the water and puts around getting napkins. It didn't he smell spicy, too spicy and first bite merely hinted of spice. Flavor was decent but packaged ramen bowl-ish. Good signs. A second bite was soon taken. No. I somehow put 3 bites of hellfire on earth into my mouth before I realized the extent of my fuck up and had to quit. Within 3 minutes I was water hose level crying. The sweat looked like I'd just put in enough deadlifts for Jesus that I need to wring out my shirt. My lips ached from how hot it was. My child couldn't he stop cracking up until he saw my tears had to verify no dogs had recently died and then resumed laughing himself to his own tears. My digestive tract hates me on a level I can only describe as venting magma chamber right now. I hurt in places no one should ever hurt. I am very glad we have a second bathroom in our house because one of them's never going to get rid of its shame it is bearing right now. It has been over 3 hours and I am still sweating. I am worried I may have damaged something more than my pride with this one. TLDR, do not buy the yellow and red hot chicken with the flaming cone with cheese flavor ramen bowl unless you like pain. Obligatory. I am not a spice head so you Naga Viper eating folks can laugh quietly to yourselves in the corner. TIFU by losing my job because of a Reddit post. Throwaway because the ex-boss now knows my usual username. So I was having a bad few weeks at work. Lots of small issues which on the periphery seem trivial, but when built up over a course of weeks/months feel like death by 1,000 cuts. I had no one else I could talk to at work about my issues and I was pretty sure my O was sick of hearing my rants about work. So I did what any wanting to stay sane person would do and turned to Reddit to post an anonymous rant. I created a post it literally got no interest. Not a single bit. I didn't describe where I worked or even what sector I worked in. It was so vague. Anyway, I accidentally left my account logged in at work. My boss used my computer one night when I had gone home. He found Reddit, checked through my post history and found the post. Basically he told me he couldn't trust me anymore because I had implied things that were complete bollocks and I am no longer employed. Fuck my life. TLDR, boss saw Reddit post sacked me. TIFU by texting my girlfriend a joke. So this did happen today right before I went to bed last night. I thought of this hilarious joke. I'm primarily a lurker, but it was too good to pass up. So I posted it on r/jokes, messaged my girlfriend the joke, then fell asleep. Well, I woke up this morning to a slew of texts and missed calls from my mother and my father all about this joke. Here it is. There is no home cooking in lesbian households, only eating out. Apparently I messaged it to the WhatsApp group chat with my girlfriend and parents. I have no idea how I fucked up that bad, but I did. It's likely because I was tired. I saw my girlfriend's name and just messaged. Here's the reason why this is such a big deal. I am a lesbian. One who is not out to my parents. They just think my girlfriend is a really good best friend who comes over to their house a lot. Now usually I could play off this joke, but it was my girlfriend's response that ruined everything. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow night. And so that's that. Now my parents are texting and trying to call me non-stop about how I didn't tell them we were together. All because we're two dumb lesbians who can't notice when it's a group chat. Not sure what to do now. TLDR, messaged a lesbian joke to my girlfriend. She messaged back provocatively. Turns out it was a group chat with my parents. So I guess I'm out to them now? Edit. So after a long conversation with both my parents, it turns out my mom has been suspecting this for a while. My dad admitted he still doesn't think it's natural, but that doesn't mean he won't accept me or my girlfriend. He actually thought it was still a joke when I admitted it to him. My mom, however, with her keen sense of observation, said, "Honey, when you started putting up posters of Dana Scully in your room during middle school, I considered the possibility. I feel like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders. And the best part? We're all going out to eat tonight."